Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jordan Strohkirch of Gladwin Cross Country. How's it going?
Doing great. Yourself?
Doing well. Both programs doing fairly well. I know you're heavily involved in both of them. Just kind of talk about how the year's kind of going for both the boys and girls.
Doing great. We this year we started off with some tougher competition than we normally have. We went out to St. John's for the Under the Lights meet. That meet had about 200 plus runners in each race, and our kids came out with flying colors. We ran against some ranked teams, and we beat a few of them, and just got ourselves off to the right start that we needed. And then from there, we've continued on with some bigger meets like the Michigan State Invite that we ran at, and that meet we ran against two teams ranked in the top five of the state in Division II, and the one team beat us by 1 point, and the other one beat us by three. So we're holding our own.
Yeah. So talk about maybe some of the top runners, for both the boys and I know you you run the entire program, but I know you can also talk about the girls as well.
So from the girls' side, the girls' team's being led by Abby Robinson. She's a junior. She's a returning state qualifier. She started off the season with a bang. We're running 20-26 down at St. John's, put her in the top five, I believe, at that meet. And she's continued on with a strong season again with the Michigan State Invite. She medaled down there, which is top 30 in Division II with a fantastic time. We also have another junior, Lily Binger, who's been showing great race improvements each and every week. And then another one to mention would also be Atlantis Povey. Her last race at our conference meet, our first one of the season, she dropped about 2 minutes and put herself on the all-conference team. And then on the guys' side, we have a heavily upperclassman at the front of our team. We have Caleb Palmruder, who is a two-time state qualifier. He just broke our school record with a 15:53 down at Shepherd. And he, at the conference meet, was second. And pretty much every meet he's been to, he's been top 10. We have a junior in Seth Mead. Seth is our third fastest in our school history. He went 16:17 at our conference opener. And then we also have another junior in Elijah Christensen, who went 16:22 at Shepherd, which puts him our fifth fastest in our school history. And then we have our fourth runner, who was in our top 20 as well, John Whitman, a senior, and our captain. Again, he was down at Shepherd, and he went like 17:25.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. So just talk about some of the things that you guys have been really doing, this year, some of the upcoming meets and some of the things that maybe to preview the rest of the season, because we're getting close to conferences and regionals, and by the time to get ready for that big meet up at MIS.
Yeah, so right now, a lot of the stuff we've been doing is just preparing for the second phase of the season. So some coaches do it in 2 phases, others do it in 3. So your first phase, you're just usually getting more of your mileage in, trying to get your kids the base miles they need so that once the middle of the season comes, you can start to slowly bring down their miles. And then by the time the second week of October comes in, you really start tapering or cutting down the miles and adding in speed work. So we've been working on that, trying to make sure that our kids are in the right place at the right time when it comes to their workouts. And then as for upcoming, we have our first home meet of the season this weekend, Cedar Bend Invite. And then right after that, we roll right back into conference on Wednesday for the second Jack Pine Conference. And then, as you know, everything just kind of gets going really quick towards the end of a season. Before you know it, we're going to the Northern Michigan Meet of Champs up in Gaylord, and then the following week's regional, and then following week after that, state.
Yeah. Really going into, these next few weeks, I know, just talk about what, running. So, you never know, you could have a good race, you can have a bad race, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But what are some of the things that you're kind of telling them, like going into these things? What do you really want to see out of these guys?
So a lot of it for us is just trying to continue to progress forward, not only with your times, but your places and meets. Because unlike some sports, it's not just about individual, but it's kind of interesting with cross country because it is a team sport, but it's also an individual aspect. So you're trying to obviously improve your score in the standings, at meets, but you're also looking for individuals to move up the rankings and the standings. So it's just more or less trying to see that progression. So on our girls side, our girls team last year started off the conference with the fourth place finish and ended up tied for second. This year they started off third, but they're within like 10 points of first place. So they're looking to come out the second conference meet, which is a home meet, knowing it's our course, trying to progress and knock off Claire and Shepherd to try to get up there in a battle for that first place when we go into the last conference meet in Harrison. And on our boys' side, it's just trying to get more guys closer to our six runner, because our 1 through 6 are all pretty close to each other, roughly under 18 minutes. And then we have a little bit of a gap. So we're just trying to work on getting our 7, 8, 9, 10 runners to progress closer to our top 6. That'll help us in scoring at bigger meets. And also in case you ever have an injury, as you know, that can happen, keeps us in a better spot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Jordan, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the rest of the season. We'll definitely have you on again sometime.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.